Epic Games is adding more bots to Fortnite OG. 90% of the community hasn't even been exposed to this information yet. And is there a better alternative to bots being overhauled in Fortnite OG? Now, bots were recently added into Fortnite OG, which really had an equal love-hate response from the community. It is really shocking that Epic Games actually had to add bots in OG Fortnite. You would think that OG Fortnite would be one of the biggest, if not the biggest game mode in Fortnite itself, but it flopped so quickly. I mean, even on launch, it barely affected the player count, and especially for it being only the beginning, it is a little odd that they decided to add more and more bots into the game as time went on. But before, it wasn't really that many bots in your game. You'd maybe have 20, 30, but now it's going to be almost 85% of the lobby being bots majority of the time. And I mean, this makes sense. We only have about 130,000 players concurrently online, and it is really tough for the game to grow without there being consistent queues in a lobby. Yo, what's going on, guys? If you're new here, my name is Tricky. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to use code TRICKYS, TRICKYS, in the Fortnite item shop, and also make sure to sub to the channel if you want more content on Fortnite OG. Let's go over the advantages, the disadvantages, and what the bot overhaul actually is. Now, the bot overhaul that Fortnite added is absolutely insane. We're already starting to see some of it, and I'll get more into that later. But first, let's go over the advantages and the disadvantages of having bots in the game, because I haven't really discussed this on my channel yet, and I think it's a very good topic because it seems that majority of the community doesn't like it, but there are people that like it, and their points do make a lot of sense. Now, when Fortnite OG first released, a lot of people didn't play the game specifically because there's too many insane players online. You have players from back in the day that didn't even really know what a 90 was or any of the mechanical things in the game, and now they're going against players that know how to quadruple, quintuple edit, and that have won cash prizes. So I do understand why it is a little frustrating coming back to Fortnite and just seeing these insane players in the game. So the reason Epic Games added bots was to basically suppress this, put worse players in a lobby with bots, which does make sense. I mean, they could be as equal skill to a bot, which isn't a bad thing, but it does allow them to grow and advance. But there's just a few slight problems. Every time I load into a game, I'll win a lot of my games majority, but I'll still be getting into bot lobbies. I'll be getting into bot lobbies that have maybe 60, 70% bots in there, and then I'm just running around all game. There's only 8 or 9 players in the second or third zone, which in games are a lot slower just because the shields and the way that the meds work, you do have to play much more passive, but it is super annoying having 8 players for 10 to 15 minutes of the game without one person dying. And I know a lot of your arguments may be, well, just go and play ranked. Well, sometimes I want to go on and just get in a casual game. I don't want to be in a sweaty lobby. Yes, having bots in there does create less sweaty games, but let's face it, they are not real players. It's so much less satisfying to win a game with fake players. It's like going into a Call of Duty lobby, putting bots in your game, and then winning a team deathmatch. It's not enjoyable, and it doesn't make sense. We all might as well be playing on offline servers just against bots. But a lot of people that want to get on, they just want to be able to hop on, play a few casual matches with players of equal skill, of them not being bots, maybe play a game of ranked or two to see if they can rank up, and then maybe hop off of the game. But the problem is that in regular game modes, it's just not like that at all. There's no advancement, and all of the lobbies feel the exact same. I mean, you land a spot, you'll kill a ton of bots in the game, and then maybe third zone, you'll kill 1 or 2 players. You might die, you might win, but it just really isn't all that exciting for 90% of the community. And I mean, let's face it, Fortnite OG Season 1 is very simplistic. I've talked about this in some previous videos, but could a lot of the community, old and new, just not like simplicity? I mean, we have so many more new games coming out, such as Marvel Rivals. I think there's supposed to be a lot of releases for 2025. So I do think some of the community has shifted to more of the fast-paced games, and Fortnite is still in that, you know, more casual gameplay space, except for competitive like FNCS, which, I mean, it does really suck that a lot of these players don't like simplicity, but at the same time, it's fine. If players don't like simplicity, we still have this permanent game mode. You can play it whenever, but just go try something else in Fortnite. I mean, we did have UEFN that released, and there are tons and tons of creative maps, and they're really cool maps that people have created themselves. And honestly, it feels like a different game itself whenever you go and play some of these creative maps. I mean, it really does shock me though. A lot of the community, old and new, didn't like the release of Season 1 OG. I kind of want to know y'all's thoughts. Why do you think that? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you quit playing OG and there was a big reason why that I'm missing, so please let me know, because it does shock me since there's only 130,000 people on right now. You would think with this being an OG game mode, and we haven't seen season 1 since 2017, you think everyone and their mother would be wanting to play this game mode immediately, and also want to stick with it because it is a very different style to Fortnite Battle Royale, like the newer Battle Royale genres. But I mean, I guess it does make sense. Fortnite OG Season 1 is a completely different game than Chapter 6. I mean, they're non-comparable. The movement, the mechanics, the colors, the graphics, everything is just a completely different game, and that's okay, but it just does shock me that so many more people aren't creating content on Fortnite OG or just playing the game itself. Also, is there a big advantage to even having bots in the game? I mean, one of the only really good advantages that everyone can agree with here is that it does fill up the lobbies. I mean, 100,000 people online, we have what, 7-8 servers? I mean, with 7 or 8 servers, that's around 14,000 people that are actually on the game mode itself, and it tends to be a little tougher to fill up those lobbies. The good thing is that we still have OG Season 2 to look forward to, and I think this will definitely change Fortnite OG and the way that people look at the game mode, simply because we're getting mini shields added. I mean, I feel like mini shields now, I thought before, I was like, take out mini shields, it needs to be much tougher, but I understand I was wrong. We need mini shields in the game for the game mode to survive, because it is way tougher to stay alive, and really it is way more RNG based and less skill based. But let's get into the real news. When did Fortnite receive this bot overhaul, and when do we expect more? Well, see, Epic Games accidentally put 90% bots thanks to the recent update. So with my speculation, with them accidentally adding this, that means that they were intentionally meaning to add more bots, but accidentally just added too many. But my speculation is the more the player count goes down, the more the bots are going to go up. So if we see player counts of 60, 70,000, I guarantee you majority, 90 to maybe even 95% of the lobbies are strictly going to be bots. It does suck because Fortnite OG is headed to that path right now, which I absolutely hate to say, but the community isn't liking how Epic Games is handling this game mode. Now, Epic's goal in the end run is to make sure that you queue and instantly get a lobby in less than 30 seconds, which is understandable, but this does allow for a lot more bots to be pushed into your game, especially if there's people not queuing, like in nighttime. It will be cool to see what Fortnite has in store, especially for OG Season 2. We're going to be having a lot more leaks on that, and if you want to, go check out my latest video, what to expect from Fortnite OG Season 2. There's a lot of stuff in there that actually hasn't been talked about. Hopefully some of those additions in my video get added to the game, because I know a lot of y'all want that in the game. But let me know what you think. Do you think bots are a good thing for Fortnite? Personally, I do think somewhat to an extent, but overloading the game does make it a lot less fun and a lot less rewarding as well, especially if you only have 10-15 people that are legitimate in your game. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Tricky. Make sure to join the Discord. We're going to be doing some crazy, and I mean crazy, battle pass giveaways for the release of OG Season 2. Make sure to use code TRICKYS, TRICKYS. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.